Hi, Vicky. I received your problems from your email from this afternoon. There's quite a few here, so I'm going to attempt to do the first two or three on a video and send it to you, and I'll try to get the other ones done in a separate video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that today or tomorrow, though. So here's number 3. And this one's not too bad at all. It's X is normally distributed with a mean of 110 and a standard deviation of 22. So if we're putting that into the z-score formula, it would look like this. It would be X minus 110 over 22. And when it says what's the probability that X is greater than 137.28, then they're asking for the right-hand side of the curve there. I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick today. So they're asking for the right-hand side of the curve, which is not what we normally get when we ask for p-norm. We get the left side. So you want to ask for q-norm when you're using your R here. So you want to do q-norm, and you want to put in 137.28. comma, and your mean is equal to 110 and your SD is equal to 22, and R should just spit out the value for that for A. Okay, so for B, what value of X does only the top 15% exceed? So now what they're doing is they're telling you the P value here is 0.85 because that's 85% of the way from here up to this line, and it would leave 15% in this right-hand tail. And so they want to know what value of X would correspond to that. And so when you go into q-norm this time, if you type in q-norm and you put in 0.85, it's going to give you the z-score for that particular probability. Okay. And then when you've got your z-score, you can work it backwards, because if you use the same formula, you will know the z-score to fill in here, and then X is what you're trying to find, and that will give you the answer for part B. Okay, this one is really tricky. So what they're doing here is on the normal curve, they're giving us P90, which we know is on the right-hand side of the mean, and that's equal to 12, and then they're giving us P15, and that's equal to 2. Okay, now these are not the same distance from the mean, because this one is 35% from the mean, and this one here is 40%, so this is not symmetrical. So the best way to do this is to create a system of 2 equations, and you'll remember back to grade 10 when you did like elimination and substitution to solve 2 linear equations. That's what we're going to do here. If you use your q-norm feature on your R, and we want to put in the P15, then that's going to be q-norm of 0.15, and that's going to give you the z value for this particular percentile. Okay, and if you look for the q-norm of 0.9, you're going to get the same thing, only this time it's for the 90th percentile, and that's your z value. Okay, so your z-score. And so what we want to do from there is create 2 equations, because if we know the z-score, and we're trying to find the sigma, then we should be able to make an equation for the bottom one, that 2 plus mu is equal to whatever that z-score is. Okay, so z-score I'll just put here, times the standard deviation, or times sigma, we'll call it. And then the same thing for the other one, it's at 12, right? And so we would have 12 minus mu equals that z-score times sigma. And then you've got two equations, and you can just add those to try to solve for, you'll get your sigma first, because u plus minus u will equal 0, and you'll have 14 equals whatever the z-scores times sigma totals, and then just divide to find sigma. And then when you've got your sigma value, you can put it back into either one of these equations to solve for mu, and that will give you the two values that you're looking for there. With question 9, you again can use your Q norm and your P norm in R, and it'll be a big time saver. They're giving you a normal population with mu equal to 0 and sigma equal to 1. And they're asking you to find the probability that z is greater than 0.8 in part A. And so in that case, you're looking for the right-hand side of the curve, so you want to use your Q norm there. And you can go in and you can write Q norm of 0.8, comma, mean equals 0, and sigma equals 1. And it'll give you the value that you need. And then for B, you want to use your P norm because you want to go to the left of this line. And so you're going to put in the negative 2.4, and then the rest is the same. And then for the bottom one, if you're trying to find it in between those two, then you're going to use P norm for both. And you're going to then take the two P norm values that you get from R and subtract them, okay? And that will give you the value between those two. So hopefully that'll help, and this video is plenty long enough, so I'm going to quit there, and I'll try to make you another video for the other questions that you had.